All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we've got the Leo Jaymz US Flag Strat back on the table for one reason. I put these string trees on it, which are the Fender style roller string trees, because that's all that I had at the time. I wanted to put this type on it, the regular roller string trees. I did find with the neck break on this particular guitar, I'm going to have to put these on because I do have a buzz on this G string. So I took one off already and I said, you know what? I found another problem. So I figured let's address that and show people so that they, don't make a mistake, because I've made that mistake on another guitar before. So with the smaller, or I should say lower string tree, which will go in this position. Let me just put this together again real quick because it fell apart when I picked it up. This is something I always check with the lower string tree, because these are the screws that come with it. They're pretty long. So I usually will take this and put it up to the neck, in the neck area. Now see, on this side it's a little higher and it's not going to go all the way. So it's not going to go all the way through. But on this side, this neck does have a route here, and this is, so I don't know if the whole neck has got a bevel to it or not, but that's getting pretty close to coming through, and it would make an indent in the wood. So to be safe, I'm not going to use the screws that came with this string tree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, and this is why I always save them and label them. This says Leo Jaymz on it if you can't read it. It says Leo ST, Leo JST. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to take these guys out. Because these should be the same length screws. And they were a little longer than the other screws that I had. And you also notice there's a difference in these two. This one's a little smaller, this one's a little larger, but they're that's about the same width as the one that this one is. So we shouldn't have an issue here with the height. So that's just something I like to check. And then also, like I said, we're not going to use this screw. So I'll take this apart, put this one through, and now I'll have enough bite in the wood that the string tree won't pop out, or with too much pressure. So if you can get a good look at that, hopefully. So that one will go in the place of this one here. So let me reposition the camera so I can have the camera at that end of the table, and we will get rolling with the next part of this video. Get that all neat and out of the way. We don't want to scratch anything. Be right back. So just a quick moment. If you would please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the content and the little tips that I gave you. So let's get back to the video. All right, so I tried to get you the best angle here, and I started doing this, and this is why you got to have one of these. I cut the video and came back to start over because I dropped my string tree. So this is why it's good to have a set of these. Get my operation going here. All right. Now that we have that in place, get it started. Very simple. Lined up good. This is a painstaking little thing here. Get that straight. Make sure you get it in that slot. And on to the next one. So again, this is where it's good to have the tweezer. Get this down underneath here because we don't want to lose this. There we go. Keep it neat. Put it right back in there. Save it for another project. Always some sawdust, which I know. Here we go. My shaky hands. Oh. But I don't necessarily like to cut this stuff out because it happens. And I'll find that screw later since I have this other one here. You don't want to look like too much of a professional because then it's not real. I would have kept that other part in the video, but it took me a little while with my old eyes to find the part that fell down. So like I said, it's a game of operation. So instead of having to take all these strings off, boom, boom, boom. There we go. And that's it. Now we'll just tune it back up, check the intonation, and we'll go from there. Let's just make sure everything's straight. You want them tight, but you don't want them so tight you can't move them a little bit. And there we go. All set. All right, so I'm going to move the camera back around to the other side, and then we'll check the intonation out. All right, guys. Well, the intonation is definitely out after changing the string trees because it changes the pressure on the neck. So I got a couple of spots that I got to fix, a couple of strings. So let me check my A string. Okay, so this one's saying it's got to go towards. It's something I like to use. Let me grab this real quick. Certain guitars like this. Forgot it. But this is for working on tremolos. But it works really good to not damage the guitar when you're working on them. So this one's got to go away because it's sharp. So generally when they flicker like that, I loosen the string up a little bit. And I'm going to take a couple of turns on this. It went the wrong way. So I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about the general amount. Get that back up to E. I'm just gonna, the best way to check that is to actually pick it up. These strings are pretty new too still. I just did this guitar not long ago. Stretch them a little bit more. So it's still a little, just a little bit, but not too much. And this is the painstaking process. All right, so I'm going to show you, and this is the way I usually test it. I set the intonation, and then I hit the chords. So if you look at the silver tuner, you'll see the chord come up. Perfect G, perfect D. So she's ready to roll. So I'm going to change the position of the camera, and we're going to do a little playthrough. All right, let's do the playthrough. Let's put a little dirt on it and throw that. That was the neck pickup. Let's throw that on the bridge and put some dirt on it. And there goes the burnt finger again. So let's try that again. Still in tune with the trem. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the guitar and the video and the tips that I gave you on how to do all this. So, we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.